Hello, so now I'm going to teach you how to find the frequency of elements in an array. So let's say an array, right? Let's say this is an array. 2, 3, 5, 6, and 1. Okay. So if this is an array and I wanna actually let's add another one, which is 2. Okay. I wanna see the frequency of each element. So since there are actually 5 unique numbers in this array, since one is just a duplicate of another one, there are 5 unique. So for each one, I wanna see the frequency. So just by looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. The frequency of 1 is just 1. Frequency of 2 is 2, and others are just 1. So how I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another array, and the array's number of elements, the size is actually the max of this array. So the max of this array is 6, right? So the size will be 6. So in this element, now actually max plus 1, forgot about it, I'm sorry. So max plus 1, and that is 7. So in this array, I'm gonna have 7 spaces. Sure, I think there's another extra space. So okay. So what's the purpose of this finding the max and then using that as size? Well, after creating this array, right, I'm gonna give 0 value. I'm gonna assign 0 to each index. So this is first, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So these are the indexes, right? And now I'm gonna check each element here. So when I check here, and that is 2, right? So I'm gonna go to the index 2 and increment the value. So from 0 it will become 1. And then I'm going to the second element, which is 3. And then I'm going to the third index, and then I increment it by 1. And then fifth, and then I'll increment it by 1. And then 6, and then I increment this by 1. And then I go here, and then this will be incremented. And then I go here, and this will become 2. So if I want to find the frequency, if they ask you to print out all this frequency, I'm just going through this this array, and then I'm gonna print out each value with the index. So but I'll only print when the value is not 0. So here the index is 1 and the value is 1, and here index is 2 and the value is 2, and here the 3, the value is 1. Here I don't print it out because it's 0, and now 5 is 1 and 6 is 1. As you can see, this and this are same. So you kind of get the logic of it, right? By getting the max, you're getting all the indexes, all the values possibly can be in this array as the index. So if the max here is 100, then obviously all the numbers here, all the other numbers will be below than 100 because this is the max. So I'm going to create a size with 100 and 1 so that the last index will be 100. And now I'm just going to go through this array and then assign the values, and then when I see the same number, I'm just going to increment it by 1, and then I'm just going to print it out using the index and then the value. The value shows the frequency, and the index is actually representing the value. So that's the way I'm gonna do this program. So let's try to run this. Okay, first I'm gonna use random to assign values to this array. So this array got 10 elements, and instead of asking the user, I'm gonna assign the values, the elements, as random into this array. And the range is the range I'm gonna use is 1 to 5. So I create another array, and the number of elements, or the size, is the max of the original array. So the original array, the range is 1 to 5, right? So the max is 5. So I'm gonna use 6 here. Simple. So that the index will be from 0 to 5. And now I'm gonna assign all the values in this frequency as 0 first. 0 dot length, then frequency I is equals to 0. Simple. And then now I'm gonna iterate through this array and then increment in this array. So for int I0, I should be smaller than arr.length, then I++. Okay. Now if, actually there's no if. Okay, I'm sorry. But now I'm gonna go to frequency, and the index that I'm gonna use is the value from here. So arr I should be incremented, and that is all. Now let's print. So I'm going to iterate through this frequency. So int I equals to 0, and I should be smaller than frequency dot length. And now I'm going to use if frequency of the element is not 0, then you print it. Element I frequency I. Let's see if does it work. And we got, actually let's try to print this array first so that we actually can count how many numbers are there. So int x r. So let's try to print this thing first. X plus, give a comma to separate those, and then don't forget to put a line break. If I'm using sys out a lot, if I'm typing like this and then I'm trying to control spacebar, that's because I'm used to using Eclipse, and in Eclipse it's a different shortcut. So let's try to run it. So this is our array. So there are 1, 2, 3 ones, and frequency is 3. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And 3 is 1, and 5 is 2. And that's how you find the frequency in an array. Thank you.